100 teams have returned once again to compete in this grueling event. They'll ruck 32 miles over 3 days and be shooting 10 stages. But only one team will take the title. Welcome back to the 2023 Grunt Style and Vortex Optics Mammoth Sniper Challenge. Day 2 of the Mammoth Sniper Challenge here at Fort Gordon Military Base in Augusta, Florida. The teams are waking up from what was hopefully a good night's rest after the tough day's work they put in yesterday. The conditions are much more moderate than yesterday, and even more so from last year. The teams are going to warm up quickly from their cold night in the tents. Today we're going to be starting on range 7, and the team's got new challenges to face on the side, the sun. As it rises, it's going to be glaring right down their optics and into their eyes.
So this is stage 2, called Stupid Fast. It's a 4-minute stage. Both primary and secondary shooter have 17 rifle rounds and 12 pistol rounds. And so what you're looking at is first part of the engagement is pistol engagement, and the shooters are split into left and right, and they have to coordinate their shots based off of that. So they have 5 targets that they have to shoot with pistol, left to right and right to left in order. And once they do that, they clear their pistols and they move to the pit behind me, and that pit is where they engage the rifle targets at. And the rifle targets are around 300 meters, a little beyond, and they are color coordinated. So left shooter has to shoot a target that's based off a red post, right shooter shoots targets that are not on the red post. From there, they moved on to a gong engagement where left and right shooter shoot 12-inch gong. And then there's a rectangle that's in the middle that both shooters are supposed to hit, and that's a particularly difficult thing to find because it's in between the gongs, so it's really challenging to find that. And the last engagement is an oval, and the shooters actually have to cant their weapon 90 degrees. It's a really challenging shot because they have to remember to zero out their reticle and then use the right part of the reticle, or left if they're left-handed shooter, to do elevation, and so it's a really critical task for spotters to be able to pull the shooter on. So good engagement, it's a lot of rounds in 4 minutes, and very few get through the whole thing.
The competitors are going to have to get creative blocking the light pollution, blinding from seeing their targets. They're having virtually no issues completing the ruck in their allotted 16-minute mile paces. Last year the cold kept a lot of shooters from defrosting on their rucks, and many of them never even made it the second morning. Here on stage 2, many teams are having no issues getting their fingers warmed up and ready. We're having a lot of hits on target, and you can be certain that a gap is closing in on the leaderboard early on. The teams really seem to be getting into a comfortable routine, and communication is definitely improving for a lot of them. Over on stage 3, a lot of teams are struggling to figure out optimal shooting positions in the Beretta-sponsored vehicle. It's proving to be more difficult than anyone had anticipated, and many teams are unable to complete the stage within the allotted time. The targets are occluded by a lot of shrubbery and plants, making it difficult to spot the targets for your partner as well. Remember, if you plan on competing, make sure you work on your pistol skills, because there are a lot of easy points to clean up, and it's just as easy to leave those behind if you aren't careful. You should also train while shooting in any position you can fit yourself in, because there's nothing normal about some of these stages.
Grunt Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving and supporting America's military community. With a focus on veteran and active duty service members, the Grunt Foundation provides resources for mental and physical wellness, food insecurities, transition and sustainment, and veteran homelessness. Join Grunt in their mission to give back to those who sacrifice so much for our country. Visit their website today at gruntstylefoundation.org to ensure no veteran is left behind.
So my name's Scott Whitehead. This is my 10th Mammoth Sniper Challenge.
I'm Joe Burdick. This is my 7th Mammoth Sniper Challenge and my 5th one with Scott.
So we've been doing this for 5 years together. Been going pretty well. We are getting to the point where we really kind of trust each other and think about what the other one's thinking about before they even say it sometimes. Teamwork's really coming together. I think we're probably looking for a top 5 finish, and we'd love to take the top spot.
I would love to win one in this division. We won one 2 years ago in the regular division when it still existed, and then we were top 10 last year. So we'd like to win one in this division. And
field this year is as big as it's ever been. 88 teams stepped off this morning. So we're one ruck in. The ruck went great, 3.6 miles. It felt like uphill the whole way.
I think it was uphill the whole way.
But it's a little chilly this morning, but not too bad. We've actually dumped a lot of our real cold weather gear because the forecast is a lot warmer than we're used to. So we're a little bit lighter than we've been in the past, but not a lot.
We dumped some rain gear. It's only supposed to rain the last day and only the last half of the last day, so we'll just be wet when we finish, hopefully, and not have to carry that extra weight. It's going to be warm, so.
And we're really looking forward to that sun coming out today.
Yeah, we're kind of staged up in the shade here, but we'll be in the sun shooting here shortly.
Stage 1 this morning is particularly challenging. With clear skies and sunrise in front of you, everyone is struggling to connect with the targets. The JP Enterprise team quickly put their ruck bags in between their optic and the rising sun. They definitely had the advantage because of it. Whitehead and Burdick are starting off strong today. The rumour has it that they're recovering from some injuries. The rucks are becoming quite taxing for them right now. They placed top 3 last year, and they'd like to make another podium appearance this year.
How are we feeling today?
I don't know, a little stiff.
40
cold.
bucks. I feel about 40 bucks today.
But other than that, I feel pretty good. Bummed up toe is holding up, so can't complain there.
How'd you do yesterday?
Wow, did pretty good. Say we did, what, 70% or better on each stage? It's pretty generous.
Yeah, somewhere around
Pretty
there.
generous. There was one stage that may be about 50%, but other than that, yeah. Working through it, getting done, taking our times on the rucks.
Yeah.
In years past, walked too fast, burned myself out. So, trying not to get sick.
The teams that are doing the best here at Stage 4 are either utilising a tripod system or their bags to elevate them high enough to engage the targets. Stage 4 is still taking a lot of shooters to score on their pistol accuracy. The targets are narrow and small, and the teams are shooting downhill with them running up a staircase at the start. We're definitely seeing an increased target hit rate as the day progresses.
So day 2 Mammoth Sniper Comp. As expected, it's a real ball buster, but I feel like we're a little stronger on the rucks today than we were yesterday. Our shooting is better today. We've improved on that for sure. And in comparison to the last time we were here last year, overall I think we've improved and we're doing better. Looking forward to seeing what the next couple days bring, or the next day, day 3. I know we got a long one ahead of us, but I think we will prevail, at least finish. So
The squads are rucking to their new stages, but we're going to swing to the other side of base to check in on the other half of the shooters. At stage 5 and 6, we're seeing the same struggles as yesterday, with the teams having to communicate efficiently over each other at the same time. The shooters have been having to identify each other's course of fire while the clock runs, and that's a challenge. We also witnessed a catastrophic failure of a weapon. With no extra parts, that team is forced to withdraw from the competition. That is heartbreaking to see. If he had carried a spare extractor, he could have continued, but these failures are so rare, it's hard to be prepared for when it happens.
My name is Malcolm Rolls. We're at Mammoth Sniper Challenge, and we are on the stage with outboard. And during the course of the stage, second shot off, we had a bolt extractor failure. It actually sheared the edge of the extractor off. So unfortunately, that ended us in the competition so far.
This flag isn't backwards, it's assaulting forward. Born was a nation of independence, who made the choice to make their lives and their families' lives better. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We carry on that tradition today. Fight on, break through, never quit. This flag isn't backwards, it's assaulting forward. We are Grunt style, and this will defend.
Back on stage 7, they're having a blast shooting the movers from marathon targets. This is a first for the Mammoth Sniper Challenge. We hope to see him back next year. They're certainly a crowd favourite for the squads. A lot of teams are having no issue cleaning up this stage.
Great. All right, we're checking back in with you guys. How has Mammoth been treating you? How'd you shoot at the last stage?
The last stage was probably our best stage.
Okay.
So far, we shot the movers and got a bunch of movers down.
Okay.
That always feels really good. We also found the bonus truck on that stage, and so that feels really good too.
It's our last stage of the day, stage 8, and the shooters are down and dirty shooting prone in some clay while engaging on the smallest targets of the competition. Everyone is beginning to show signs of fatigue this late in the day, and they're all hydrating and getting some much needed calories in before they begin the ruck back to the campsite for the night. First and second place are split by only 2 points, 10th place is only 51 points behind. The margin of error is so small, it's still anyone's chance to take the lead. Hopefully everyone can lace up and make it back in time with no disqualifications for missing time. We'll see how it's going to go at the finish line.
Only 5 minutes left of the last ruck of the second day, and 2 of the fan favourites aren't over the finish line yet. Something that is rare to see. We're hearing that it could be a potential injury or a former injury. So we're all at the finish line right now, just trying to see if they do get here in time. We're hoping that they do. If we see them come over the hill, we'll be cheering them on. But this is something that Mammoth sometimes does to people. It can bring out the worst with injuries, and everything. It always changes. So we'll get back to you guys in a second when we see what's going on, and hopefully we can get them over the finish line in the next few minutes. We will see. That's it.
Whitehead and Burdick are so close to the finish line. With only 30 seconds left, they're well within the distance to close the gap and make it home.
Two, one. Series heart. Quit.
I would have quit.
I mean, literally seconds were all that was needed, but you can really tell in that last 30 seconds when there wasn't an upbeat in speed that they just had nothing else left inside them, unfortunately, and that really hits hard. And you can see the team here that know them and have seen these guys compete and win these challenges that sometimes you can't make it, and that is what Mammoth is all about. So on to tomorrow, we'll see the award ceremony and the last ruck for the weekend. Mammoth Sniper Challenge 2023.